Good morning to you on Facebook. Good morning to you here on Instagram. My name is Tanj. If we haven't met before, I'm a leadership and mindset specialist for real estate and property professionals. And this is Mindset Mastery Monday. This is where I come here on Instagram and Facebook live 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday. Sean, look at you, pure, straight out of the gate. Good morning, my friend. Erin, hi, great to have you here, my love. And I just come on and share either a distinction or a tool or an insight or a strategy. Madeline, good morning, to help you get access to live an extraordinary life. Tay, how are you? Good morning, Holistic Home, great to have you here. Brooklyn's in the house. How was your weekend, everyone? How are you feeling? And what are you most looking forward to this week? Excuse me for pressing my screen here. Amy, g'day, great to have you here as always. So let's kick off today. So first of all, I just wanted to start by saying thank you. Thank you for choosing to be here. Thanks for spending your Monday morning with me. The whole intention, as I said, is just to give you access to live a life and run a business that you love or enjoy your work. Good morning, Amy. Jacinda, hey, great to have you here. Beginning of March, hoping to have a great month. Sean, happy 2nd of March. It is autumn. How nuts is that? I can't see who's on Facebook yet, but as soon as it loads, I will. So tell me, we've entered the 3rd month of 2020. Can you believe? I don't know about you, but it feels like this year is just absolutely flying. As you enter the 3rd month, I just invite you to reflect on how happy and fulfilled are you with this decade so far? How happy and fulfilled are you with, hey Greg, great to see you here, my friend. How happy and fulfilled are you so far? Just type it in if you're not driving. How happy and fulfilled are you so far as we enter the 3rd month of 2020? Has it met your expectations? Are you feeling challenged? I've definitely had a super challenging start to the decade, but I feel like I've definitely turned a corner. Things are starting to ease. Mark the 4th. Hey, Mark the 4th. What a great name. All right. So as you reflect on if you're happy and fulfilled so far this year, and if you're, and I'd love you to write that in for me, I'm going to share with you, pardon me, Sean's content. Why does that not surprise me? I'm going to share with you, well, let me ask you first, who meditates? Who on here actually actively meditates? Whether it's a couple of times a week or if it's on a daily basis. Who actively here meditates on a daily or regular basis? A. And B, who here, hey Jen from Rain and Horn, Bondi Junction. Hey Jen, how are you? Great to have you here. Great to spend some quality time with Rain and Horn team recently. It was awesome. Yes, I meditate, but I should do it a lot more, says Sean. Awesome. I want to share with you, Greg, life is mighty fine. Yes, of course. You're mighty fine, Greg, of course. I want to unpack. So I have a lot of clients that meditate, and I have a lot of clients that know they should. And some more recently said, Tanj, I know I should meditate, and you hear it all the time, and you hear even the most successful people meditate. Mark's like, Mark, is that like how your year is going, or whether you meditate? Let me know, brother. So a lot of people do, a lot of people know they should, and a lot of people think it's just woo-woo for gurus sitting on a mound of saffron drinking tears of a Tibetan yak in India somewhere. So I want to unpack with you 10 reasons why meditation matters, and these are scientifically proven responses to physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, not so much spiritual, physical, mental, and emotional testing of thousands of human beings on the benefits of meditation. Hey, Saxy Val. Oh, Mark, I don't meditate. Okay, Mark, have you ever thought about meditating, or are you like, I've heard it's good? So some do, some know they should, and some think it's just for saffron sitting to Tibet tea drinking yak massaging yogis. Anyway, you get my point. Here are 10 reasons why meditation matters. I've got them written down on my whiteboard because out of all the research that I've done, I think these are probably the top 10 reasons why it matters. So I'm an active meditator. I meditate at least once a day. Most days I bookend, morning and night I meditate. There's two typical types of meditations that I do. I'm a big fan of Dr. Joe Dispenza. Dr. Joe Dispenza is a master of quantum physics. He's demystifying the mystical by doing science-based evidence on the power of meditation. He does a super extraordinary 5-day retreat all around the world, which I'm going to be doing in Queensland come July, and we're talking people literally wheel into this retreat in wheelchairs or have canes and walk out, like massive transformations. Christine, g'day, great to have you here, and Julianne is in the house. We are unpacking why meditation matters and the 10 scientific proven reasons why meditation is really great for you. So Dr. Joe Dispenza has a great pineal gland meditation that I do that goes for about an hour and a half. There's also an app that I have on my phone with meditations for morning, evening, and breaking habits. He's got a great book called Breaking the Habit of Being You, which is about breaking the automatic responses that we have and being able to become a creator of our own reality rather than an automatic operator on our beliefs, judgments, opinions, and assessments. Is this making sense? Hey, Performers Edge, great to have you here. So I actively meditate. So Dr. Joe Dispenza. I also do a great meditation called The Spirit of Universal Mind by Kelly Howe, and she's got a whole series of stuff on YouTube which is very powerful. You can just put your AirPods in or your headphones in and listen to it while you're going to sleep, and it really works on your subconscious mind, elevating self-esteem and programming your brain to be empowered rather than disempowered. Thanks, Julianne. So and also there's a bunch of other random ones that I do. First of all, here's what I want to say why meditation happens before I unpack the 12 reasons. I want you to go around and listen to the 12 reasons. If you are experiencing any of these 12 things, then meditation is the antidote. One of the higher reasons why it matters is meditation is really a tool to interrupt thought and create some space. Why does that matter? Because you and I have 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day. 90% of them are the same regurgitated, repetitive thoughts as the day before, and 85% of them are negative. Every single thought that we have that has a lot of energy, or we think it over and over and over, 90% of our thoughts are the same as yesterday, we start building habits. And habits are formed when our literal neurological pathways in our brain are hardwired and fire to be struggling rather than successful, sad rather than happy, disempowered rather than empowered. So consider this, my friends. Every single thought you and I have wires our brain for suffering and struggle, or survival, or thriving and not surviving. I'll say that again. Every single thought that we have is either hardwiring our brain to be disempowered or empowered, struggling or thriving. So when you meditate, whether it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes, you are interrupting that noise, that automatic programming, those shitty beliefs, those negative thoughts, that whip cracking, that perception that doesn't serve you, and you're making some space. And when you make some space, that's when your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight nervous system, can relax, and you can start to get present to just nothing. And isn't that a beautiful thing? When was the last time you were just in the space of nothing that you were conscious of? And in that place, when we hang out there and build and cultivate a solid foundation there, that's when your intuition can arrive. That's when your genius can emerge, rather than the automatic mouse on the wheel. Does this make sense? Let me know. So 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day, 90% of them are the same regurgitated thoughts as yesterday, and 85% of them are negative. Meditation interrupts the pattern, makes space for your genius to elevate. I'm now going to unpack 12 reasons why meditation really matters. If you aren't driving, I invite you to write these down for yourself and have a look and choose one reason today to really get active in meditation. So number one, it reduces stress. The biggest killer of humanity today is stress. We've got a sympathetic nervous system and a parasympathetic nervous system. Without getting too technical, it's not my area of mastery either. However, we're either operating in life like a saber-toothed tiger is chasing us, and we're in fight and flight all the time, and then we're having copious amounts of coffee and staying up late and working really hard, or we are chilled and relaxed and present. Hey, Reese Anderson, hello, great to have you here. So we're either in fight or flight, or we're, in rest and relax and restoration. Relax and restoration is where the cells can actually heal and restore the body's natural functionality, and our whole nervous system relaxes. Fight or flight is when our adrenal glands, which are the little glands that sit on top of the kidneys, are pumping cortisol through the body to give us access to run, because when we were cavemen and women, we would be chased by saber-toothed tigers. But it's 2020, and what we're running from now is debt, deadlines, workload, to-do list, overachieving, overcompensating. That is the modern day saber-toothed tiger. Are you with me? It is the biggest killer of humanity too, by the way. So meditation reduces stress, and when we reduce stress, we reduce the level of cortisol that is in our body. Now, the impacts of cortisol and why this matters is cortisol absolutely disrupts sleep. It increases depression. It elevates anxiety and increases our blood pressure. It elevates fatigue, and it gives us cloudy thinking. It's good for a short burst, but it's not great as a way of living. And most of us are hanging out in a cesspool of cortisol, being chased by a subconscious saber-toothed tiger. So that's the first benefit: reduced stress, which gives you greater longevity and a much better quality of life. Number two, it reduces anxiety. Anxiety is another common ailment of humanity because of all the things that we're trying to achieve and all the things that we have on top of us and all the challenges that we are facing. And anxiety, like worry, can only exist if we are stuck in the past or worried about the future. I'm going to say that again. Anxiety and worry can only exist if we are stuck in the past or worried about the future. Who's with me? Who here has high levels of stress or also feels anxiety from time to time? So meditation puts you in a state of presence. When you're effectively meditating, you are in the right here, right now. You're not thinking about the past, and you're certainly not worried about the future. And that is where the magic happens. They say this moment is a gift. That's why it's called the present. We are not present as a society. We are worried about the past and stressed about the future, cortisol to the eyeballs, and running ourselves into the ground. Lou, great to have you here. We're exploring why meditation matters and the 10 benefits. Do you meditate, Lou? I'm curious. Kolela, Amy does. Good on you, Amy. So reduces anxiety, elevates your state of presence. Number 3, meditation promotes emotional health. When we are actively meditating, it helps us become empowered rather than disempowered by our automatic responses. It elevates our emotional health. It elevates our sense of worth, our sense of belonging, our sense of feeling connected. One of the things that does happen when you do meditate on a regular basis is you don't feel alone. You feel unbelievably connected to the all, or humanity, or this sense of belonging. And not alone, because many people also feel anxious because they feel very, very alone. Number 4, it enhances emotional awareness. Now, emotional awareness is just having an understanding whether you are operating on a disempowered, whip cracking, not good enough, distinction, or whether you are operating from I'm enough, I'm perfectly imperfect, consistent work in progress, I'm giving life a good crack, and I'm waving my wand, celebrating my success and learning from the lessons along the way. Self-awareness is understanding where you are and actively choosing positive thinking and sustainable thoughts to shift you from, survival to thriving. Does this make sense? Let me know. And that helps you just make better choices for yourself. That helps you be more responsive rather than reactive. Number 5, If you're wondering if meditation is good for work, absolutely, because it lengthens our attention span. When we have 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day, and 90% of them are the same regurgitated thoughts as yesterday, and 85% of them are negative, we are often looking for silver bullets, for the magic answers to resolve the pain and anxiety that we're experiencing. Thank you, Sean. It does make sense. So when you are not in the past and not in the future, and you're deeply present, when you've shifted your sympathetic nervous system and started to relax your parasympathetic nervous system of relax and restoration, when you've got higher levels of self-awareness and you're not reactive and you're now responsive, you are in the driver's seat of your life. You are the master of your domain, and you can consciously choose where your thoughts, energy, and attention goes, which means you are the producer of your reality, and you've got access to unbelievable personal alchemy, which just means you can go and produce and create a life that you love. You can't do that and stuck in suffering, stressed to the eyeballs, being chased by the saber-toothed tiger. Number 6, it may reduce age-related memory loss. One of the things that meditation does is it creates space, as I said before. So think about it. If those 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day aren't running as much as they were yesterday, and you're making some space, also, when you're not thinking a shitty thought over and over and over, the strength of that thought dissipates, so you don't literally build neurological pathways that are hardwired to make you suffer. So you just have this space. When you have that space, it strengthens your ability to increase the quality of your memory. And so as we get older, and that's going to be inevitable, right? That is inevitable. As we get older, meditation strengthens your ability to remember the stuff that really matters. Hello, Ilish Whale. I think that's how you say it. So that's a little added benefit for us people that are getting facing 50 and over. I love my favorite. Meditation can generate kindness. As I said before, many people feel really alone in this thing called life. And when you meditate, you know, when you're really meditating time after time, you have this amazing sense of connection with self, others, and the world. When we have a deeper connection to self, it's like we give ourselves the oxygen before everybody else. Good morning, Paula Beavis. We're unpacking the 10 benefits of meditation and why it matters. I know you are an active transcendental meditator, so be keen to hear your thoughts. If you're not driving, my love, why do you meditate and what difference does it make? Also, those of you that are watching, if you're watching this live, please type in live. If you're watching the recording, type record. And I'd love you to say, yes, I meditate, or no, I don't, or I've been thinking about it. And have you heard one thing? Good morning, love. Have you heard something for yourself? Thanks, Sean. That you know, is a reason why you think, oh yeah, maybe I should do this thing called meditation. So when we feel deeply connected with ourselves, others, and the world, a heightened level of compassion kicks in. You start to realize that you're not alone, and neither are others. And because we are a very judgmental society, right? We don't know what people are going through. We don't know what stories they're carrying. Live, and I do not meditate yet, Amy. I hope to give you at least one reason why, my love. It will definitely help reduce stress. And so there's just high levels of compassion towards ourselves and others. And when we're more compassionate, and when we're more present, and when we're more empowered, and when we have greater self-reflection, we can just be kinder to one another. I know as a parent, I definitely am less reactive and more responsive, and I can hold a bigger space with my kids. Reese Anderson, live. Yes, I meditate. Agree on everything you're saying. Awesome. Hey, Reese, tell me, what is the, hey, George, what is the number one reason why you meditate? I'm really curious. George, we're talking about why meditation matters. You know, do you meditate? Elish, I'm new to this whole meditation thing. I try at least once a day and still trying to get the hang of it. Awesome. Hey, at least you're trying. At least you're trying. Let me ask you, what are you doing to try? I'm going to give you some resources at the end. Okay, number 8. Here's a great one, especially for the real estate industry. It helps to combat addictions. when we meditate, um, we create greater mental discipline. When we have greater mental discipline, it gives us access to interrupt habits. And habits are when we just have an automatic thinking and we go and fulfill on it. So I feel like a drink, go and buy a bottle or two and drink. I feel like, getting stoned, or I feel like doing a line, or I feel like whatever it is. So when you meditate and you're disciplined in your meditation, that's actually one of the greatest benefits, I would say. It's the art of discipline, and it's the art of giving yourself oxygen before becoming a victim of your to-do list and life's pressures. You're going, you know what? No, my mental state, my physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual state matters. How I show up is everything, because I am the creator of my own reality, but I'm also the influencer of my environment. I'm someone that's committed to being a positive influence, not a negative influence. I'm someone that wants to elevate people and spaces rather than deflate and create negativity in spaces. You with me? So meditation gives you this amazing ability to have mental discipline. If you're in real estate, you got to have mental discipline. You can't prospect on a regular basis if you're not disciplined. You can't practice excellence if you don't have that level of discipline. So it helps break bad habits. Number 9, it improves sleep. Now, sleep is when we activate the parasympathetic nervous system, where we are in rest and relax and restoration, and that's when our body intuitively knows what to do. There are actually certain times of the evening where different organs do different things. If you're someone that typically wakes up around 3:30 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, that's your liver speaking. That's your liver unpacking stuff. That's your liver saying, we had too much to drink and we're now processing the toxins of the alcohol. That's your liver saying, I am freaking angry and I need to express myself. So I'm waking you up. Even if it's just to do a wee, we are getting up because I have got something to say. I find that stuff fascinating. A perfect one. What's that one, Sean? A perfect one. Oh, help beat addictions. Is that what you're saying? So listen, sleep is where we heal. Sleep is where we restore ourselves. Sleep is where we, have the ability to really rest and activate our intuition. So it absolutely, yes. Point 9, sleep. Okay, yes, a very important one. Something that we absolutely need more of. And number 10, I found this one really interesting. A lot of scientific studies prove that meditation can help our ability to manage pain, or our experience of pain. So there was an independent research study of thousands of people that went on an MRI, and there were groups of people that did a 4-day meditation mindfulness workshop, and then there were those that didn't. Out of all the people that they did MRIs, which are brain scans, after the 4-day meditation mindfulness retreat, those that actually had done meditation and mindfulness, the brain receptors in the MRI were less reactive in responses when they had like some level of pain induced during the process, during the test. So 2 groups of people had MRI studies when the scientists were elevating states of pain. The ones that had done the meditation and the mindfulness practice didn't react or respond to the controlled pain analysis as much as the ones that did. So I know, isn't that amazing? So here are the reasons, and I invite you to listen, and I'd love you to write in which is your reason why you're going to give this meditation thing a crack, and I'm going to give you some resources to do it, because it really matters for the quality of your life and the life that, lives that you impact. Reduces stress, controls anxiety, promotes emotional health, gives you access to be empowered and not disempowered, enhances self-awareness so you can be the master of your own domain and not just reacting to anything and triggered by everything. It lengthens your attention span, which means you have heightened levels of focus and clarity, which means you can produce better results. And you better believe that it'll influence your ability to make more money. It can reduce memory loss as you get older. It generates kindness because you have heightened levels of compassion for yourself, others, and the world. It helps prevent addictions because you've got discipline of the mind, which helps break crappy habits. It supports and helps you restore better sleep, and it can minimize the experience of pain. So, amazing reasons why it matters. I want to hear from you. Which one really stood out to you? Which one are you going to practice? Good morning, Grandiosio. We're unpacking why meditation matters. When I meditate, it allows me to check in with myself and fully feel my whole being, clears my mind and lets me acknowledge positive and negative thoughts. Reese, amen to you. Yes, that's emotional awareness, right? Unpack is a great word. It allows you to unpack your thoughts. Sean, all of the above, really important for a daily basis of health and balanced lifestyle. Absolutely. Definitely 1 to 5, Amy says. Great. Now, if you are, thank you for writing in your thoughts. I really appreciate it. If you are someone that doesn't meditate, by the way, those that do, Calm Star, g'day. Those that do actively meditate, can you write in or share, what do you use? What apps do you use? Who do you listen to? Do you just go to nature and close your eyes and breathe? That is the simplest form. It can cost you nothing. Meditation, by the way, is not like doing a visual guided meditation. That's a separate thing. Meditation is detaching from thought. And often meditation is this. You're sitting there, you've relaxed your body, you've got your eyes closed, you're breathing, and most meditations will just teach you to breathe. Just breathe in and breathe out and focus on your breath. And here's what's going to happen. Our mind goes berserk. Every single thing under the sun starts to stir in our mind. And what usually happens is our attention grabs onto a thought, and then we start thinking about the thought, enacting the thought, and getting into strategies and solutions and solving the problems of each thought. Meditation is the art of practicing detaching from thought. So watching those thoughts, being the observer, noticing them like clouds and going, oh, yep, there's a thought. Bring your attention back to your breath and breathe. And the next thought will come and you're like, oh, there's another thought. And it's observing and just practicing, bringing yourself back to nothing and space. Now, one of the best global apps that you can use to meditate is called Headspace. It's really simple. I think it still has a 30-day trial. You can set it for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. You can be beginner, intermediate, advanced. It's got this super cool animation to teach you about the different elements and benefits of meditation along the way. It's really fun. You shouldn't be thinking because you're meditating, and you just practice it. It's like literally paint by numbers. You get your headphones, you plug in, you press play on the app, and you sit there and you do it. And guess what? You're likely to suck at the beginning. You are likely to not be very good at it. You are likely to be a monkey mind, and that's okay. Stick with it. You will become someone who can detach from thought, let them float like clouds. And that is the dance. That is the practice. Don't expect yourself to be a saffron sitting, tears of a Tibetan yak drinking monk or Buddha or guru in India. I don't meditate, but I will look at the resources. Headspace I've heard of. Greg, it's really awesome. I used to use it years ago. It's so simple and so effective, and that's why it's probably one of the most used ones. Insight Timer and Calm. Yeah, the Calm app's great too. So Headspace, Calm, Insight Timer. Haven't heard of that one. I'm a fan of Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. And also Kelly Howell on YouTube. She's got a lot of great sort of meditations to do when you're about to go to sleep. It's all right, Calm Star. We knew what your rapper meant apps. I quite often use guided meditations from Tony Robbins and the Insight Timer app too. Great, awesome. So 10 reasons why meditation matters. Listen, this gift that we have called life, the quality of our life really is directly impacted by the quality of our thoughts. Our thoughts create our beliefs influence the actions we take or don't take, which 100% produce the results we have or don't have. If your life out there is not looking like you desire it to be, it begins with how things look up here. So there are 10 reasons why I believe meditation happens. Who cares what I believe? There's scientifically proven benefits for why it matters and why it works. My desire is that you love yourself and your life is beautiful and a high quality life, and that you live for a long time so you can see your great grandchildren play and frolic in this place called life and feel young again as you do. So if you've thought about meditating, or you have had a judgment or opinion that that stuff's for hippies, then check out Richard Branson. He's a successful hippie. He's a barefoot, sand in toes, board shorts wearing hippie who's got 400 companies and is changing the planet, every single company that he produces. Nothing wrong with being a successful hippie, but just be open to being a successful you. So I hope you got something out of today. I'd love to hear from you if you do practice meditation. Please don't underestimate it, my friends. There's 10 reasons why. I invite you to give it a go. Headspace, Kelly Howe, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Calm app, and as Reese says here, it's all about the journey, not the destination with meditation. It can be great at times and other times a bit bumpy. Yes, well said. Sometimes it can be really frustrating. I cannot tell you the amount of times I've sat down to meditate. I've started to meditate, whether it's a guided app or just on my own with a candle or just my breath. And I have to start over and over because my mind is crazy town. That's the practice sometimes, my friend. Thanks for today, Tanja. Hope you have a great week. Thank you, Sean. I love you. So great that we've connected. You've got beautiful energy and I appreciate you sending it with me. Exactly, Reese. Thanks, Calmstar. Nice. Well said. Sue. Hey, Sue. Thanks for tuning in. Fiona on Facebook says, I use Headspace. 5 minutes in my lunch break helps to reset and recharge for the Ave. Boom shakalaka. Awesome, Fiona. Good. By the way, great strategy, Fiona, for everyone else listening. If you hit a bump in the road, if you lose a listing, if you have a crappy, tenant on the phone and you're fully impacted, chuck on a 5-minute meditation in Headspace, reset, get back in a space of empowerment and keep going. Thanks for choosing to spend your beautiful, soulful time with me. I hope you have an amazing week ahead. I will be live here on Instagram and Facebook, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday for Rapid Fire Friday, where I reflect on the top one-on-one coaching themes for the week and just rapid fire my tips for you to grab and implement free, because I love you and I want you to win in this thing called life. Finally, in the words of the late great Maya Angelou, please remember, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Do something today, meditate today to make yourself feel like you matter, like you're worthy, like you belong. Reduce your stress, and that'll give you access to be kinder to other people. We're all doing our best in this thing called life with the resources and consciousness we have at the time. Let's remember that. Have fun. I love you. Ciao.